Good afternoon. Got something in my eye here. Pretty nice weather today. It's still hot, but it's less hot, so that's good. Of course, I personally like the heat way better than the cold. Those guys up there in freaking Minnesota, or anywhere up that far north, they're nuts. Anyways, on to our project here. What we've got is some mid-season maintenance here. I had trouble on 2 different occasions. And the second occasion, I believe, that's right when my electronic tack, went haywire and stopped working. So I had to send the tack off. Those are not, you cannot get an electronic tack for these whites anymore. They don't make them. There's no replacements. But the Agritronics, and they repair them. So I had to send mine in, get it repaired, about $200, which it is what it is. But I have not put it back in the tractor because I didn't want that to happen again. So my plan is I'm going to get new cables made because these cables get old and stiff, and then where they make bends, the insulation starts to break and you'll get shorts and stuff like that. I don't think that's what happened, but my ends are getting pretty rough as well. I have a lovely dentist appointment this afternoon, so while I'm in town, I'm going to take these, go to my appointment, and then I'm going to drop these off. We got a place that rebuilds starters and alternators, and they make cables and all that stuff. So while I'm going, the biggest problem I have is while I was baling that straw, my alternator stopped working. So I'm going to take this in. I don't know if you guys could tell in the videos, but there was a funky rattling noise, and I thought it sounded like it was coming from the alternator, but I didn't know, and I didn't have time to, it was still running, so I wasn't going to shut it down. And we're kind of in between cuttings here. You can see the alfalfa behind me. Another week I'll be needing to cut it, so I want to get this taken care of now, while we don't have a lot going on that I need this tractor for. I got just kind of odds and ends stuff. I got the little Deutz here now that I can move stuff around with. I got the skid steer here I can move stuff around with. So I won't need this tractor until it's time to make hay. This is the only one I can cut with because it's the only one with 1,000 RPM. So we're going to go ahead and take this off and take this to town with us. Have them check that out. All right, let's get these cables pulled here. And we're going to pull them out this way because obviously this end is much larger than what's on the other end of the cable. So I have to pull just one at a time. There's one. There they are. Close to 5 feet long. Those will be cheap. That was sarcasm, just so you know. Oh man, just about couldn't get that one loose. There's a little different story. Got the alternator off. I'm not sure if this is the problem or not. Tell me if you guys think this is normal. All right. I just went to town and got the alternator, cables from the local guy. Internally, everything is new. She's ready to go. Here's the new cables. We're gonna put these on. They're actually calling for rain here. It's like 5 o'clock now. I think by 7, there's like a 40% chance of rain. My plan is to get this on this tractor so it'll run, I can move it around. And then I'm gonna pull this in the barn. It's not really gonna hurt the tractor to sit out here for one rain and get washed off, but I really don't want the baler to get rained on. I haven't blown all the chaff off and everything. So, once it gets wet, it cakes on there and it won't hardly ever dry until you really, really scrub it. So, all right, let's get this stuff on there. Rebuild alternator on, tightened up, belts are tight, new ground cable on. Obviously haven't tightened it up. We're getting ready to do right now. So we'll just give this a little snug in here. Make sure I get it on there. And then the dirt on your battery, this dirt here, will actually cause a battery to drain down. What happens is, basically, dirt, it acts as a conductor, and if you were to hook a wire from your positive to your negative, that's a dead short. Obviously, it's not a dead short because it's not a good conductor, but that'd be like putting a, you know, a wire with a high resistance in it through there. It's eventually going to drain it down over time. So that's what happens when you have a dirty battery. There's one. Alright, they're all tightened up. Everything good. Alright. So, this is, I'll just spray her. This will be the first start since I put the new cables and new alternator on. And I haven't put the tap in yet. Gotta go around the skid steer. Alright guys, we are headed to the local farm supply store to get some fertilizer. They close at 4. It's about 4:15 right now, but I called them before they closed. Bethany ran to town to get a prescription filled, and it took her longer than what we anticipated, so I had to stay home with the kids, and I would have just took them with me to get it, but they were taking naps, so I didn't want to wake them up in the middle of their nap, so I just called. They're supposed to have the buggy already loaded, ready to hook up and go. I got an account there, so they just charged it. Makes it pretty nice. There's my buggy. Buggy unhooked. Ginger's looking over it, looking after it. It don't look like much in here. So for those of you that have never been around a fertilizer buggy, it's pretty simple. It's just got like a hopper bottom tank. Put it in. It's got a drag chain in the bottom. That's stainless steel. That drag chain is controlled by this. You engage this, and it runs off the ground speed. So no matter how drive you fast, you can put the same rate on. That's all calibrated. You know, given a certain speed, ground speed, that chain turns a certain speed, given the width of it. Then you adjust this opening right here, and that's how you determine how many tons per acre you put on. This is a single fan. Now the fan is driven off the PTO. So that keeps the fan going the same speed, so you get your that gives you your spread pattern. My favorite thing about little tractors, grab the lug, back it up, baby. Hope we got it hooked up. I went ahead and put a bungee strap on here to keep these from flopping too bad. We are putting 100 pounds of urea, which is 60% nitrogen, and 100 pounds of, no, I shouldn't say 60%, it's 46% nitrogen, and 100 pounds of potash, which is 60%, I feel like I'm forgetting something, but, which is 60% going to adjust our back door. Next up is we're going to engage this here, and you do that by pulling this pin. And of course, it's harder to do one hand. Oh, I got it. Actually, feel way better after that. PTO in gear. Uh-oh. Don't worry, YouTube. It's not X-rated. I'm not trying to undress myself. Just slipped off a little bit. We're good. Finished up. Did everything but the little bitty knob between the ditches. Well, I'm moving stuff out of the way, getting stuff put in the barn. Got the baler and the big tractor put in, as you see behind me. I'm gonna get the Deutz, put it in here. I don't know that anything else will fit, but I just wanted to show. You see this here in the floor here. Put these new cables and that new alternator on. Back this thing in the building, and about the time I opened up the door, I heard a banging sound. So what the heck? Lost one of my belts. Flew into a million pieces. Not a million, but a bunch of different pieces. We got that belt off. Man, fan feels really good. The belt definitely could be replaced. I'm thinking while I'm in here, I'm gonna go ahead and replace the belt on the air conditioner on the other side. All right, guys, we're back at it. Finally got me some belts. Like I said, I'm replacing, this is going to be the air conditioner belt, and then the two fan and alternator belts. These are supposed to be a matched set. We'll see how they look whenever I get them on there. Hopefully they are. So what we're going to do is the air conditioner has to go on first because it goes on the inside, the innermost rung of the pulley. So we're going to round the other side, put that on there, and see how it fits. Alright, guys, got the new air conditioning belt on. It is the right length, so I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, guys, we got them on there. It was a struggle. The belt that I ordered for the air conditioning belt was an AX50. This is A&I products. I ordered online from I think it's vbeltsforless.com or something. But it's an A&I product. It's an AX50, so it's a 1/2 inch. It is a cogged belt. I got cogged just because they're supposed to last a little bit longer and they're supposed to have a little bit better grip, so that's what I went with. That's what was on here anyways. This is the shorter one. It's an AX50, which is a 1/2 inch width by 52 inches circumference. Outside circumference is what that is. And I just measured my old belt. It was like 52.5, so I figured it's probably stretched 1/2 inch. So that one fit really good. The other belt, the longer belts for the fan and the alternator and the water pump and all that good stuff, I got an AX56, which was a 1/2 inch by 58. and I need to see what else they have, but those are just a shade short. So I would caution to go the next size longer. We got a little bit of a situation here. I was removing the old weld and I struck oil. Get this bucket out of the way. We definitely got a worse leak now. I'll tell you what, we may have gone through a little bit of a drought early in the season, but we definitely ain't going through a drought now. It's pretty well rained for about 2 weeks, I think.